just got a guillotine on me now, and he just goes For Carl to finish it from there, just squeeze through. Notice the way Carl has his heel, or his butt on his heels. If he goes to finish, relax, if I try to take him down from here, it would be very difficult because he's got a low center of gravity. His butt is over his heels. But he can't finish from here. Right? Notice the way the guillotine is under it choke. So the first thing I'm thinking about is I turn my head. So now he's more on my jugular, he's not on my throat. Okay? For Carl to finish from his knees, and it's pretty difficult, he would have to raise his hips, and I'm coming up with him. The second I come up with him, my hands are free. I'm just going to be running around the side and ending up in this position. So we want to be thinking about using our head movement. Just turn this over. We want to be thinking about using our head movement to defend the choke. So say I'm in the front headlock position. Right. I'm in turtle, Carl's in front headlock position. If he just goes for a basic guillotine, I'm turning my head. That's the first thing. So he's on my jugular. Now, if Carl was trying to finish from here, he has to raise his hips, but I can raise with him. I don't raise with him, just happen. But if he raises his hips, I can raise my hips. But the minute he raises his hips, my hands can just control his knees. And then I'll just walk around to the side. If he still has the guillotine on, he just find the shoulder and lean on his neck and you get the sudden urge to let go. Okay, let's take a look at that again. So that would be like a preemptive strike, a preemptive escape. We don't want to be in the guard, alright? The other thing is, I want to walk to the side that the choke's not on, okay? So, in other words, if Carl snags me here, I turn my head. So I use head movement to defend the guillotine, okay? When Carl raises, now this is the same, we'll keep it the same. When Carl raises his hips, I really don't want to now run around to this side. Relax, relax. If I run this way, I'm on the same side. That's the choke. Okay, we're going to show you at a later stage how to get out of that, but we don't want to really go there. So think about when he has the guillotine, and we're going to keep this really simple. I'm pretending everyone's a righty tonight, which means you'll want to guillotine people with your strong arm, your right arm. So first part of the move, the technique is, Carl raises up, I raise up. I have two hands free. I control his legs, and then I walk around to the side that my head is not on. My hand, if he still has that, finds the shoulder and I lean on his neck. That's your preemptive movement that you want to be thinking about, not to get caught inside the guard, but let's look at if you do. Let's just say he was laid on that. Carl is in the front headlock position. So part two, the second part I want you to drill. From here, he comes up and then he just sits back and puts me in close guard. To finish, Carl is going to pinch his knees and stretch me away. First thing I'm thinking about is head positioning. Okay, I'm turning to look away. The other thing is I want to put all my weight on his grip. So two movements. I pummel with my shoulder to the inside. It's hard to see this visually, but it's putting pressure on his grip. And I turn my hips asymmetrically. And I want you to get comfortable in this position. Your opponent's going to try and choke you from there, and you're going to find it very, very difficult. So if we start from this position, notice the way Carl's hands just come in. Watch what I do with my right shoulder. I try to pull it up and I turn it in. So it's actually on his grip. That's the first thing I'm doing. I turn my head, I'm looking up, which, relax 1 second. Everybody thinks looking up, you're exposing the whole neck. But when Carl wants to guillotine me, he wants to bring my head down. So it makes sense for me to look up and look away. Okay, so when I'm here, I'm going to pummel my shoulder to the inside. I look up. Now watch what I do with my hips. I raise one hip and lower the next. So I'm going to finish from there. Okay. Now from here, I'm not going to stay here. Relax. This is where Darragh O'Connell stopped it, okay, but we want to show you a full escape from here, so we just add in a little bit of Henry Aikens. Once Carl snags my head, I turn and bring my shoulder to the inside. I lift my head up and I've turned my hips. So my right hip is lower than my left hip. Charles connected to me. I've bought myself a little bit of time. It's difficult for him to finish from here, just with my shoulder on his grip. But we want to be able to escape this position. So watch what he do. He's connected to me. Alright? Watch. I drop my knees to the mat and I sit straight up. Okay? My arm comes over the shoulder. So I make connection with my right arm over his left shoulder, and I connect my bicep to his left jugular, and I grab onto the armpit. And then I set him down again. I post with my hand and I do the same movement again. It's called a Von Flue choke. Okay? Just look at that again. Front headlock position. I would much rather your front headlock. Carl makes the grip, alright? But he pulls close guard before I can stop and run around. So we end up here. First thing is hands on the mat. I'm going to tripod up. Charles grips around his belly, but I turn my shoulder in. And actually, my shoulder is stopping him bringing his grip any higher. My head lifts up, and I lower my right hip, and I raise my left hip. And I want you from here just to get... You should feel careful. You shouldn't really feel as if you're in danger. Charles going to try and put it over. Right from here, watch. As he's trying that, he's once he's connected to me, he can throw this over the shoulder. I set him down, I don't throw him down, and now I just do the same movement again. On Flue. Let's just look at that again, we'll just look at it from the guillotine position. So first thing is, take that shoulder. So relax. I turn my shoulder in. The goal is to put it right there in his diaphragm. All that pressure is coming in. Let's just say Carl has a high elbow guillotine. Relax. From there, whack it on again. Watch what I do. My shoulder comes across. Relax. And comes into the grip. So your shoulder is the first part, okay, of your defense. Right? Turn your head, look up, and then turn your hips. So the second I end up here, okay, his high elbow is kind of stuck underneath because I've got inside position with my right shoulder. Start with the high elbow, my shoulder's on the inside. My head looks up, I have a low hip and a high hip. Because he's connected to me, the minute I drop my knees to the mat, it's like a seesaw. Charles in a super collar position. And then I take my time and bring this over. Which means when I set him down again and put him into that same position, it becomes a choke. Okay, let's draw